this is really just the latest twist in both what's been a very public legal battle, but also very much a battle of narratives. Yeah. And it really has long arms into the political atmosphere in this country. And those who support Netanyahu and support Netanyahu's handling of the war have supported him in this issue. And those who criticize him have used this to yet again point out that Netanyahu, in their opinion, is using his own personal interests and his own personal gains to affect everything else and every other decision that's being taken. The battle got really ugly. I mean, the two were saying that the other is a liar. It was clearly very personal.
Really official mudslinging going on.
Official mudslinging. It got really ugly, and Ronen Bar was accusing Netanyahu of trying to push him to spy on Israeli civilians that were part of the anti-government protests, and Netanyahu saying that no, it was because of a lack of trust, but also not really being clear about what it was and why it was important to make this decision to oust him right now. Then the Supreme Court got involved, and they're not the best friends with Netanyahu either. Oh. So it's been really an escalating battle, and Ronen Bar took this moment right now where we're seeing we had the Holocaust Memorial Day, we have them
had them sitting next to each other appearing at the ceremonies. Oh, this is very awkward. It was playing out very awkward.
So and now taking this sort of very emotional week that we have here in Israel to say that he takes some blame for October 7 and that he's going to step back.
Yaakov, I want to bring another part of this. You know, the Prime Minister, many argue that he's trying to protect himself by getting rid of Bar in this moment. Look, Netanyahu and his initial reasons for going after Bar, he was very careful not to mention October 7th and the failures of that invasion day as a reason for Bar's ouster. You know, instead, because it can obviously come back to him, instead he's pointing to a lack of trust was a major thing that he cited throughout all of this. Bar seemed to have gone straight at October 7th in his resignation letter, you know, saying, yes, this is all the failures of that day are why I'm leaving you now. Look, Yaakov, what do you think this leaves all the issues that were on the table here, you know, swirling around this ouster, Qatar Gate, to name one? That's the investigation of the Prime Minister's office. What happens now with those issues?
So I think it's important to note that in his resignation letter, Bar said that the Shabak also failed to provide early warning of the October 7th attack. And that's the first time that I've seen him personally say that. He may, have mentioned that before, but this is very important for him to acknowledge, I think, as part of his own taking responsibility. Yeah. Now, in terms of where this leaves the other investigations, look, the Shabak is a large organization. It's made up of thousands of employees. And I don't think any single investigation, especially one that involves both the Israel police and the Shabak, is dependent on one head of the organization. I know that that claim has been made, and I know that some believe that it is. I personally think the organization is far too big to have an investigation this significant stalled because of a changeover. Let's also keep in mind he's going to remain in his position until June 15th in order to facilitate an organized transfer and preparation for the next head of the Shabak. I think it's too big of an organization to fail in an investigation this important because of a change at the top.